What's up, guys? I'm back. Just want to talk a little bit about the Jeff Favignano career video footage that he released. And right off the bat, I gotta say, this was the best racing that we've seen in all the videos, right? I'm not talking about all the other aspects of the game, just the racing, the gameplay footage. Um, I really enjoyed it. And this is the type of racing I want to see. This is what I want. To me, this is when these type of games are at their best, right? When you're fighting for one or two spots, if you make the slightest mistake, the AI takes advantage and they'll pass you right back. And it was a struggle throughout. Now, he did set the AI difficulty at hard, which seems to be somewhere in the middle. So when he first did that, I was like, oh God, not again. Why can't you just put it on the hardest difficulty? Let us see what this thing has. But as it turns out, and as he explained, in career mode, when you're first starting, your first opportunities are going to be with lower tier teams. These trucks don't have the same performance that the higher level teams have. So the truck just doesn't have as much speed in it. So that kind of balances things out, and it worked out perfectly for this because it was great. It was a struggle, and it was lap after lap, and you didn't have this ridiculous passing a bunch of guys. I found a couple of small issues that I'll talk about, but overall, this is what I want from the game. I want this type of racing. Now, the race was short, and this short racing does tend to hide the flaws, right? To really catch all the flaws, you got to run much longer races. But forget about that. I'm just excited about what we saw. And this was the best racing that we've seen up to now. And another thing that I'm feeling good about, this is an old build. So they're still working on this game, and this game is from God knows when, but it's an old build. He even said that the audio, the sounds, they're not finalized, so expect the game to be even better, right? So I like that, and I loved this racing. And if this is the type of racing that can be extended to longer races, and it could continue to be like this, it's going to be awesome. And that's what I've been wanting to see. Yeah, I know that it's been sort of a roller coaster ride. I'm excited about the game, but then there are things that I notice or things I find out about the game, and I criticize it. So, I'm not on the bandwagon. I'm not, I'm being honest. And if I like something, I'll tell you about it. And if I don't like something, I'll also tell you about it. And I've never lost my enthusiasm. I really am excited about this game. But, I got to be able to talk about things that are obvious too. So I really liked the gameplay footage because it did kind of help me kind of calm down about the difficulty. I'm not 100% like sure about anything at this point, but it was nice to see this type of racing. Okay, and I want to know what you guys think. Tell me in the comment section. What did you think about this race? This racing in this video compared to all the others, and do you feel the same? This is the type of racing that is exciting. So I want to know what you think. So now moving on to some other things. I noticed that when you pick out a truck and you pick out a scheme and stuff, with the customization that's in the game, as you jumped in the game, you're not driving that truck. Now, obviously, it's if you're just getting a one race deal with somebody, you're driving their truck. I get it, and I'm assuming that at some point you do drive the truck with your paint scheme. So, that it has to work. It's just odd that I was hoping to see it, and we didn't. We just saw the truck that, you know, that came from the team. So that makes sense. It was just something that kind of threw me off for a second. Another thing that threw me off is there was no presentation at all, right? And that's something that I think is extremely important and something that's been lacking in NASCAR games in general. And to see him jump from practice right into the race and nothing happened, there was no pre-race presentation of any kind, that concerns me a bit. But at the same time, this is an early build, and a lot of times early builds are missing things from that are going to be in the final game. So I am absolutely sure, 99% sure that there is more to this, right? Obviously, I don't want to see in career mode where you go from qualifying right into the game and nothing happens, right? So that's just something that I wanted to point out, but it is an early build, so it's nothing to panic about. And lastly, towards the end of the second race, uh, I saw one of the AI trucks hit the wall. And even Jeff said, is there going to be a caution? No caution ever came out. Now, we haven't really seen a lot of cautions or how the system, is it working properly or not. And in this instance, yeah, I am concerned that the caution didn't come out. It looked like it should have. But at the same time, the way the truck hit the wall, it didn't hit any other trucks, and he was still going forward. It ain't like he bounced off the wall and did a 360. And a lot of times in a real race, a car or a truck will hit the wall, and then everyone passes them, and they'll try to wait for a clearing, and then work their way down to the apron, and then go into the to the pits. So maybe that's what was happening. We don't really know. And I don't want a caution to come out every time something like that happens. If it's not necessary, as long as the guy doesn't stay out there doing more and more laps, I'm okay with it. Work your way back to the pits and keep things going. But I'm a little concerned. I would have liked to see a little bit more about the caution system. But again, it's an early build. So I really liked what I saw. I want to know what you guys think. And I thought the racing was the most exciting to date. This is exactly what I want out of the game. And it makes me feel better because even though the truck wasn't a top tier truck, and that's part of the reason that he was struggling. But if you think about it, if you're driving better trucks, right, the setting wasn't at the highest, so maybe it'll still maintain, right? If you guys could stay with me, your trucks will be better and faster, but you can bring up the difficulty, because from what I saw, he didn't set it at the top difficulty. So I'm hoping that it maintains this level of difficulty in racing and challenge. So that's pretty much what I got out of it. But the racing itself, which is the most important aspect, I really enjoyed. This was awesome, and I'm sure Jeff had a really good time. So I'm excited, and tell me what you think. Until there's more info, I'll see you guys around.